fans at Winnipeg Stadium this afternoon with the temperature at 36 degrees wish they were under a cooling wave. Penalty flag on the play as Haley took it on the run, went out of bounds, and almost certainly no yards will be charged against Steve Johnson. 8:19 is the time remaining in the third quarter here at Winnipeg Stadium. No yards charged against the Saskatchewan Roughriders. A second flag as Scott Flagel was guilty for blocking from the rear. The net result is a 5-yard pickup for Winnipeg, and they are first and 10 from the 40-yard line. Willard Reeves picks up about 3 yards, and John Hufnagel is now in at quarterback for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. As we said earlier, primarily in a backup capacity this year for Winnipeg, but Coach Cal Murphy is not at all reluctant to switch quarterbacks, but with Winnipeg up in front now 35-14, I think he's feeling a little more confident and wants Hufnagel to pick up some playing experience. Jerome Erdman reached for the ball. I think it may have been intended for James Murphy.
Pretty hard to tell. Both receivers ran the same pattern, and I thought he was throwing for Murphy myself.
Well, there's a lot of coaches that won't go with their alternate quarterback until the team either gets in a lot of trouble or until the team gets way ahead. But Cal Murphy has the amazing capacity to have the right idea of when to spot his quarterbacks, and as a result, Hufnagel's got a lot of work this year.
Third down punt by Bob Cameron as he stands at his own 30-yard line. Going after it. And Hinton came very close to picking it off. Penalty flag as Kiss takes the punt at the 35-yard line. And Winnipeg's Scott Flagel may be charged with encroaching upon that 5-yard area. John Funk was also in there. But there's the no yards indicator from referee John Ireland.
Just for some of the fans that don't understand that 5-yard encroaching area is a circle of 5 yards.
Winnipeg number 43. First down.
It's a circle of 5 yards from where the ball is touched or caught. And it isn't just the guy coming down the field closing on the man. If he's already past the guy that's going to kick, he's got to stay 5 yards beyond him.
First and 10, Saskatchewan. They are at the 47. Homer Jordan now in at quarterback as he gives to Craig Ellis. So both teams have made a change in their starting quarterbacks. John Hufnagel taking over for Winnipeg, and Homer Jordan, the Clemson product, replacing Joe Paupau.
That's too bad. Joe Paupau had a real good start this afternoon and played, I thought, pretty well for being out that first half, and had a couple of bad things happen to him here early in the second part of the ball game, and as a result, he's out of the ball game.
Homer Jordan's pass incomplete, intended for Stu Fraser. Donovan Rose was covering, and the Saskatchewan Roughriders are forced into a punting situation. 6:12 is the time left here in the third quarter. 35-14 the score.
You know, the score is 35-14, and Saskatchewan are a long way from being out of it if they can score a couple easy touchdowns or even a couple quick touchdowns. But they look on the sidelines over there, and they look with their substitutions like they're afraid that they're out of the ball game already and getting desperate.
Paul Hickey's kick goes out of bounds at the 20-yard line. That's where Winnipeg will scrimmage, a 37-yard boot. When we return to Winnipeg Stadium with 5:54 remaining in the third quarter. Stadium in Hamilton as the Ticats entertain the Montreal Concord. Check your local listings for the telecast time in your area. John Hufnagel, his second offensive series. The pitch to Willard Reeves. First down, Winnipeg. Perry Irvin and Jackson combined to bring down the Winnipeg running back.
I don't think Willard Reeves has been held short of a first down any time they've tried that play this afternoon, and one time it broke for 50 or 60 yards. I don't know why they don't keep repeating it until the Saskatchewan Roughriders take it away from them.
Now they're measuring to see if it is a first down, and the measurement confirms that Willard Reeves got better than 10, very close to 11 yards. Willard Reeves now has 93 yards. He came into the game as the leading rusher in the CFL with 621 yards, and he shouldn't have any problems this season with 8 games still remaining to go over that 1,000-yard mark.
And he's got to get a lot of consideration for our Carling O'Keefe Offensive Player of the Game.
Hufnagel is caught and dropped by Rick Moore at the line of scrimmage. He may have lost a yard in the play.
One of Hufnagel's biggest assets is not running with the football, Ron.
Well, it's a well-executed play, but Rick Moore does a good job defensively. He contains them, forces them to step inside, and then he comes back and makes a tackle.
We hadn't heard much from Moyer in the past couple ball games, but he's been very evident out here this afternoon. Looks a little bit like he looked last year when he was with the Argos.
Kevin Nealis into the ball game, replacing Rick House. On second down, Hufnagel is going to run the football, and he'll get the first down. Eddie Lowe pulled the feet out from under the Bomber quarterback, but he got the first down.
It wasn't a bad run, Leo. Watch him back to throw. They got a little game inside, and that opens the seam. See, he got room to run. He needs 10. Got about 12.
Winnipeg first and 10. The ball is at the 43. Hufnagel's in trouble. Rick Moore came in to make the stop and dropped the Winnipeg quarterback for a loss as Hufnagel was trying to move up into the pocket.
Chris Walby was a little upset with himself because Moores has beat him again. Hufnagel has enough time. He's running out of it now. Moores is going to come around to make the sack. A little bit of help from up front. But Walby can't be too upset because he had enough time to throw.
Anytime you give a quarterback that much time, somebody is bound, even if they run downfield 20 yards, is come back to make the tackle.
Second and 16 for the Bombers. Hufnagel trying to run again, this time hauled down by Rick Gold. And again, Winnipeg is forced to kick it away.
And while we're waiting, for the change right here, this program is copyrighted and is strictly for the private use of our audience. Any reproduction, retransmission, or exhibition in whole or in part without the express written consent of the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation is strictly prohibited.
Cameron stands at his own 28-yard line. Again, they're going after it. Hinton coming from that right side. He almost got to him. Fran McDermott on the return, and he is stopped at the 20-yard line. A 52-yard kick by Bob Cameron under good pressure. Delbert Fowler was downfield to make the tackle, but watch number 28, Ken Hinton, come from the right side.
Well, they come after it last time also. There's a lot of white jerseys getting in there a little fast. Cameron tried to act, but once that foot hits the ground, he's not protected anymore.
Statistically, the Riders don't have bad figures on the board, but they trail 35-14 with now 2:25 remaining. The ball is fumbled. Winnipeg appears to have recovered. Craig Ellis fumbled the ball on the exchange from quarterback Homer Jordan and Stan McCullough. Homer on that loose football.
Homer Jones tries a reverse pivot right here, and a handoff, and the ball carrier's already passed him, hits him on the side of the hip, and the ball comes loose. Winnipeg recovers it. A lot of times that happens when you change quarterbacks, and he doesn't have his timing down pat, doesn't have the snap signal just the way he wants it, and gets the ball a little bit late. And that's another real bad break. As far as the real bad break, far as the Saskatchewan team is concerned, because it's going to be tough to keep Winnipeg off the scoreboard again.
Stan McCoy is a Winnipeg product who played his college ball at North Dakota. He did not start the game, but has taken over at that nose guard position for the injured Doug McIver. Willard Reeves goes inside, but gets just 3 yards.
That's that inside between tackles again, giving ball to Reeves, or giving the ball to Reeves. I don't know why they don't give him the toss play down here. He's been averaging 10 yards every time he's carried the ball all afternoon.
Reeves needs just 4 more yards to go over the 100-yard mark. It is 2nd and 7. The ball is at the 18.
He's going to walk in. Well, that can happen against that defense. There's not much you can do about it. And it's the style of defense that they play. If those backs go out of there, that middle will just open right up.
You know, that wasn't a quarterback draw play, but it just simulated a quarterback draw about as much as you can see it. Because when he went back there, he went back with the intent to throw, but as you say, the backs went out of the backfield, took all the linebackers. There was nobody left there, so he just stepped up inside, split that defensive rush, and scored the touchdown.
Nothing to it.
And nothing to it for Trevor Kennard with the point after as the Winnipeg Blue Bombers move in front 42-14. 1:18 now remaining in the third quarter. After that fumble recovery, the Bombers in just 2 plays scored the touchdown. Hufnagel running for 18 yards. This is the 3rd consecutive game that the Bombers have scored more than 40 points.
Well, they've been playing well lately, and they were a little rusty at the start today, but that little bit of thing at the start of the third quarter, Leo, the quick touchdown and then the fumble and another touchdown, they've really just sparked them.
Well, when you take a look at this run, this whole drive and the last 3 touchdowns, to some extent they've been unearned, and it really makes the Saskatchewan Roughriders look like they're getting badly beaten, and statistically they're not really beaten that badly at all. But when the tide starts rolling, it keeps on rolling, and right now the Winnipeg Blue Bombers are on a big roll.
Kicking it deep again to Craig Ellis. He starts out from about 5 yards into the goal area. Fumbles the football. Winnipeg's got it. Donovan Rose comes up with the ball. Scott Flagel took the feet out from under Craig Ellis, and Donovan Rose recovered.
You know, there was an interesting stat when you did them at halftime, Don. No turnovers for Saskatchewan. Every time they've turned it over, the Bombers have scored, and here comes another one. As you said, Scott Flagel comes in from the side, the ball's loose, Rose gets it. They're in great position to score again. Those turnovers will kill you.
Boy, the sidelines for the Saskatchewan Roughriders are in melee right now, and you can imagine how Ruben Berry feels, because in the space of a very little time, it's 3 or 4 touchdowns have been scored on his team.
And Winnipeg threatening to score again. There's that pitch to Willard Reeves. Penalty flags on the play as Reeves is dropped for a loss. 48 seconds remaining in the third quarter. 27,213 in attendance at Winnipeg Stadium this afternoon. A holding call against Winnipeg. Jerry Friesen looking over to the bench to see whether or not they should take the penalty. And they have decided to move Winnipeg back to 10 yards, making it 1st and 20 from the 40 or 36-yard line.
Winnipeg number 25. First down repeated.
You know, you give them that, take that penalty. You take that penalty here, you'll see number 25 in your picture coming right here holding. And that's not fair. They'll throw the flag on you when you do that. But I don't really realize why they took that penalty there, because they've given the Blue Bombers 2 extra tries now, and they haven't taken them out of field goal range.
You see that pass right there now? It was not completed, but the Saskatchewan Roughriders came at him with a blitz. Pick it up and go and try to score on that thing. He sends Jeff Boyd to the post and just overthrows it. But you don't see number 4 Suter back there anywhere because he had to come up, and it's one-on-one to the goal line. He took the chance, didn't get it.
So it's 2nd and 10 from the 36-yard line. 25 seconds the time remaining in this third quarter. Huffnagel looking for Willard Reeves. Almost appeared as though Reeves wasn't quite ready for that pass.
You know what happens here? The last time they ran this pass to Willard Reeves, they got a touchdown. But this time, the Saskatchewan Roughriders did not play a man-to-man defense. Watch it. He's going to come across and watch for the pick. But the linebackers are playing zone, so they don't care about where they go. They just stay there, and Willard Reeves is not open, and that linebacker's sitting there waiting on him. Watch. Here he comes. Not in a man-to-man. You can't run it.
So Trevor Kennard will try for 3 from 43 yards out. This should be the final play of the third quarter. The kick is good. And after 3 quarters of play, the Winnipeg Blue Bombers lead the Saskatchewan Roughriders 45-14. Sitting down at the Bomber bench, Doug McIver, the nose guard, who was injured on the first couple of plays in the opening quarter. And obviously, McIver has some problems with that right knee. Stan McCoas has taken over at the nose guard spot and has done a good job. He came up with a big fumble recovery that led to a Winnipeg touchdown. Homer Jordan completes the pass to Wallace. A first down at the 49-yard line. The first play of the fourth quarter is Donovan Rose made the tackle for Winnipeg.
All we get is the France goes straight out in the flat. The wide receiver runs a slant, and if this guy steps outside, you throw it inside. And that's what he did. Put it right on the numbers where he couldn't miss it. Good coverage, but the ball's right on the chest.
Back to the live action. Homer Jordan gets away from the initial penetration. The pass almost picked off. It was intended for Wallace. He was being covered by Vernon Paul.
Now, Homer Jordan's rolling out to his left and trying to throw back to his right. That's the most difficult pass in the world for a right-handed thrower.
And he threw it high, which is
threw it high, and it's lucky that he didn't get it intercepted.
Well, the Blue Bombers have done a fair bit of substituting defensively. They've got Vernon Paul in there at a linebacking position. John Pitts is also in there as they give a rest to Frank Robinson and Tyrone Jones. Second and 10 from the 49. Swinging it out to Craig Ellis. He fought for some additional yards, got up to the 54, but will be 5 yards short of a first down, stopped by Aaron Brown. Well, turnovers in the third quarter certainly caused problems for the Saskatchewan Roughriders.
Just amounted to 3 quick touchdowns.
Third and 5, Paul Hickey, who started his CFL career with the Edmonton Eskimos, picked up by the Saskatchewan Roughriders this year. And he gets away a good kick. Haley fields it at the 6-yard line. And Haley spins his way out to the 9, stopped there by Mike Anderson. So that's where the Winnipeg Blue Bombers will scrimmage first and 10 at their own 9 with 13:23 remaining in the ballgame.
You've rehearsed it 1,000 times, yet it's never the same way twice. There's no second best for you in the game you play or the beer you choose.
That's why you just say O.B. for that great tasting beer. O.B., O.B., oh yeah, you just say O.B.
Come on, Canada? Join the Ford Best Built Quality Celebration. It's Tempo and Topaz's first anniversary, and we're featuring low prices on the most successful new car names of '84. Get up to $912 off right now on front-wheel drive Tempo and Topaz, two of the most technologically advanced cars on the road today, from the maker of the best-built North American cars and trucks. Come in during our quality celebration now for best-built quality and value.
Second to none at Ford. Quality is your one.
The Bombers back at their own 9-yard line. This win, and it seems rather certain that Winnipeg will pick up 2 points, would move Winnipeg into a first-place tie in the West with the British Columbia Lions with identical records of 7 wins and 1 defeat. The Lions last night, 15-4 victors over the Calgary Stampeders. The Lions have next weekend off. The Winnipeg Blue Bombers travel to Taylor Field for a return battle with the Saskatchewan Roughriders. Willard Reeves finds a hole inside. He has a gain of 8 yards. A counter play with the Winnipeg running back, and that puts him over the 100-yard mark.
Now, as far as Saskatchewan is concerned right now, they ought to just throw cares to the wind and go after it, blitz, do anything they want to do.
This Walby on this counter is going to make that block right there, and that's what opens the seam for him. Nice, well blocked. Got that head in, took that momentum away, and opened the crack, and Reeves took it.
That's a pretty good job of agility by Walby, as big as he is, to get across there. And that's a tackle trap, and that's quite a distance for him to go, but it was timed perfectly.
Just couldn't do it. Couldn't draw it up any better.
Well, they placed that ball at the 24-yard line, and that was a first down for Winnipeg. A counter again with Willard Reeves inside for a pickup of about 3.
Said it works so well, we'll come back and try it again.
He went back in there and trapped Al Johns again, got a good block on him again, but somebody on the inside recovered and made the play.
The injured Winnipeg player is veteran center John Bunk. John tomorrow will be celebrating, as we mentioned earlier, his 34th birthday. Perhaps on the replay we can see what happened. Bunk, he had one of the Saskatchewan defensive players roll over his leg and then had another one dumped on top of him.
Yeah, they pinned him down on one side and bent him over the other. That's tough.
Something that all the offensive linemen with Winnipeg wear, those special knee braces. You can see one on the right knee of John Bonk, and apparently he's okay. John was telling us a couple of times last year that he felt that knee brace saved him from very serious injury. It's compulsory with Winnipeg offensive linemen to wear them.
Looks like it might have saved him that time.
I think it did. It really saved him because he really got that knee trapped under him.
Mark Moores goes to center. Peter Vandenbos moves in at the guard spot. Second and 7. Hufnagel won't get a chance to throw it. He has 4 defenders draped all over him. Rick Goltz made the initial contact, and Al Johns came in to finish off the job. Johns has played pretty well at that defensive tackle position.
He's had a good day today. That's good to see for Al Johns. He's been waiting a long time to become a starter.
John Bonk back into the ball game. John Hufnagel taking over late in the third quarter from Tom Clements. Since being inserted in at that quarterbacking position, he has led Winnipeg to 10 points. Pretty good average for Bob Cameron. And 5 kicks. 50 yards per kick is the average. Fran McDermott goes back to his own 42-yard line. Oh, good downfield tackle in the open field. Peter Vandenbos came flying through there to nail Fran McDermott. With 11:34 remaining in the ball game, it's Winnipeg 45, Saskatchewan 14.
What's this? Says here Super Lotto's having another bonus draw. Bonus prizes of $10,000. Is that possible? 500 of them. Do you believe that? Why, just anyone can go out and buy a Super Lotto ticket and win a $10,000 bonus prize. In fact, 500 anyones can win $10,000. Can you imagine? Anyone, $10,000 richer. Just like... Wake up, you two. Ah!
Welcome, contestants. Are you ready? The topic, the economy.